Hi friend, come on in. If you watched my Creole style sausage video or my chili video, this base is going to look familiar. Today, I'm showing you how the same savory foundation can turn into a completely different meal just by changing the protein and the final texture. Stews are hearty and filling, but they do not have to be complicated. This lentil sausage stew comes together in one pot and it builds flavor step by step using a base that works for dozens of other dishes. To begin, dice one bell pepper and one onion. Normally I would add celery as well, but I was out, so we are working with what we have. Onion, bell pepper, and celery form what is often called the Holy Trinity in Creole cooking. The related French base, mirepoix, uses onion, carrot, and celery. These vegetable combinations form the backbone of soups, stews, chilies, sauces, and braises. Learning these foundational bases makes meal planning easier. If you know you are using a Trinity-style base twice in a week, you can prep those vegetables once and build two completely different meals from them. Think of this as modular cooking. In a large saucier or stock pot, sauté the vegetables in a little oil over medium heat. Add a pinch of salt right away. Salt helps draw out moisture so the vegetables soften more evenly, and seasoning in layers builds flavor into the dish instead of sitting on top at the end. Give the vegetables time. If you raise the heat slightly, you will develop more browning and sweetness. If you keep the heat moderate, they will sweat and soften into a more delicate base. Either approach works, but that choice affects the final flavor of the stew. Once the vegetables are softened and just beginning to take on color, clear a space in the center of the pot and add the sausage. I slice rope sausage into half moons so there is more surface area for browning. More contact with the pan means more flavor. If you prefer, fresh sausage removed from its casing works just as well. Leave some larger crumbles for texture. Let the sausage sit undisturbed for a few minutes at a time before stirring. Browning requires contact and patience. Once it has picked up color, stir everything together. Add minced garlic and your spices. I am using salt, pepper, onion powder, and paprika for a savory, slightly smoky profile. This is where you can shift direction. Add cumin and chili powder for a chili-style stew, or thyme and bay for something more herb-forward. The base stays the same, but the character changes. Let the garlic and spices cook briefly to bloom in the fat, then add about 4 ounces of tomato paste. Cook it until it darkens slightly and begins to stick to the bottom of the pot. Browning the tomato paste deepens its flavor and removes any raw taste. Just watch the heat so it doesn't burn. Add 1 can of diced or pureed tomatoes and 2 to 3 cups of stock. I am using chicken stock, but vegetable stock works well. Scrape the bottom of the pot to lift all the browned bits into the liquid. That fond is concentrated flavor. At this point, it will look brothy. Stir in your lentils and make sure they are submerged. Bring everything to a gentle simmer and cook for at least 30 minutes. Lentils cook relatively quickly, but their cooking time depends on variety and age. Mine took closer to 45 minutes with the lid off, which allowed the stew to reduce slightly and thicken. As it simmers, keep an eye on the liquid level. If it reduces too quickly, add a splash of water or stock. The final texture is up to you. For a soup, keep it looser. For something you plan to serve over mashed potatoes or noodles, let it reduce until rich and spoonable. When the lentils are tender, taste and adjust the seasoning. Mine needed a little more salt. A small pinch of sugar can round out the tomatoes, and a splash of vinegar or lemon juice brightens the entire pot. If your tomatoes taste overly acidic, a tiny pinch of baking soda can soften the sharpness, but use it sparingly. What you end up with is a hearty lentil sausage stew built on the same savory base as other dishes, but finished in a completely different way. The lentils makes it substantial, the sausage adds richness, and the tomato and stock create a deeply flavored sauce. Serve it over mashed potatoes, over buttered noodles, or enjoy it as a thick soup. Once you understand the base, you can swap the protein, adjust the spices, or change the texture and build something entirely new from ingredients you already have.